Welcome to Parent Coaches Unleashed, the podcast where we dive into the highs, lows, and did that really just happen moment of parenting teens and young adults. We're Carrie and Jessica, parent coaches, mythbusters, and occasional referees in the battle of hormones versus common sense.
If you've ever wondered, is this just happening to me? You're not alone. We're here to help you with real talk, expert advice, and hopefully a few laughs along the way. Need more support? We also offer private coaching, workshops, and speaking engagements because sometimes even parents don't have all the answers.
So continue listening as we tackle this parenting journey together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed. Hi, Carrie.
Hi. I'm a little amped up today because I'm coming off of a workout and I haven't eaten yet. So you might get a lot of energy from me.
Okay, I'm ready for it. I think we'll need a lot of energy for our topic today. We're going to go ahead and issue a trigger warning. We will be talking about suicide and suicide ideation. So if those are triggers for you, please proceed with caution. Being that it is Suicide Prevention Month, we're wrapping up. Carrie and I both have personal connections to suicide or suicide ideation. Kristina Kuzmič wrote a book called I Can Fix This and Other Lies I Told to Myself While Parenting My Struggling Child. And the book deals with her journey with her child who at 14 first told his mom that he wanted to hurt himself. Carrie and I both decided this would be a great time to read the book, talk about what the book is actually talking about. And really the outline of the book applies to any parent struggling to help their child with their mental health and or if they're having suicide ideations. The first thing that struck me that was, I think, one of the most prevalent ideas of the book is to listen to your child. Just listen. I, as a mom, could not imagine if my child came to me and said, I'm thinking about hurting myself. Hearing those words must, I imagine, make you want to vomit, make you want to scream, make you want to yell, and make you want to say to your child, no, you don't. You don't want to hurt yourself. You have all these reasons not to. You have a family that loves you. You have friends. You are doing great in school, or we can fix this. I want to urge you to resist saying anything, because as soon as you say something, you're negating their feelings. And as hard and as hurtful, as painful as it is to hear those words from your kid, why would they want to share more with you if you're invalidating their feelings? And I get it. As a mom, that's what we want to say. It's our instinct to prove them wrong, to show them how much they have to live for. But as the moment you say, why would you want to do that? You're invalidating everything that they're feeling. I would offer for you to say, oh my gosh, that must be so painful for you. Tell me what's going on. Ask them to talk more, not to shut them down for what they're feeling.
And thank you for trusting me and sharing that with me. The trust in the relationship is key, because if your child or your partner, spouse, sibling, parent, God forbid, comes to you and says those words, I am thinking, I no longer want to be here. That is not the first time that they have uttered those words or thought about it. They have been struggling and dealing with something so heavy and have tried all sorts of different ways to stop the thoughts and the feelings from happening, that they now are at the point of going to someone who they trust the most in this world to say those words. And they know. And they know how it's going to land with you. And that's why that they've come to you. So the fact that they have trusted you, the fact that they have said it out loud, is a place where they want help because they can no longer carry these feelings with them without someone else helping them. Now, Kristina Kuzmič in her book discusses all this and discusses all of her feelings. You're scared. You want to jump just in their body or their brain and like fix it and change it and show them all the reasons that they should continue living and want to be here. But as she shares in the book, like she did a lot of these things. And unfortunately, they don't help. So, as Jessica said, listen without judgment. You will be terrified as the parent or the loved one. But be in this together. I will listen to you. I will educate myself. So do we want to talk about like how would we educate ourselves on suicide ideation or someone that's hurting themselves or wants to hurt themselves? What do we do? Where do we go?
So I think education is another important theme of the book. I feel like Kristina Kuzmič exercised every possible avenue. She went to different therapists. She went to different psychiatrists. She found out about different medications. And I think it's important to share that there is a hotline if you think somebody is in immediate danger. 988 is the suicide prevention hotline.
And both your child or the person who's struggling and the support person can use the hotline. So it's not just for the individual. So anyone can call that hotline to get support.
Yeah. And Carrie, I know that you have a list you wanted to share with different possible ways to get help for the loved one in your life that's experiencing that. Do you want to share some of those?
Sure. So let's say you have tried everything or your loved one has come to you and I've been on medication. I've tried therapy. I've been in a treatment program or not, or I've been in a support group. I've read, I've journaled, right? They've tried everything to stop these feelings from coming, and they can no longer control the feelings. They've tried everything. So if you, as the loved one, feel that this person is struggling so bad and you are fearful for their safety, whether it's they might do something to hurt themselves, end their life, or they are refusing some of the ideas or treatment options that you have offered as the loved one, and you fear that should they leave your house or not be surrounded by people that they love, that there are some things you could do. It's a very, very hard step to take as the loved one, but there are things in whatever state. We have listeners all around the state, in other countries, so they might look different or sound different, have different names, but I'm going to list. So you can enforce what's called a Baker Act, a 5150, a 9.39 hold, sectioning, or the Marchman Act. And these are different laws in different states and countries. Sectioning is in the UK, where the family member goes forward to say that I fear for this person's safety. And so, what these different acts do will send someone out, whether it's a police officer, whether it is a social worker. Again, look in your state and see what the laws and the rules are. But that person will assess your loved one and determine if they are not safe to be left alone, and will then put them on a hold in a hospital or a psychiatric facility until they can be evaluated by a psychiatrist to determine when they are safe. So it is a hard decision to make. Kristina, in her book, discusses her feelings about it, her situation. Her son was a little out of control with substance abuse, and so things got a little violent, but it is an act of love. I know it sounds harsh, but if that's the one thing that can keep your loved one from hurting themselves, you have to do it. You have to do it. It is not an easy thing. You will have tried everything else, but that is the one way to keep them safe.
I think you bring up an excellent point, and I think back to when my kids were younger. I would tell them my number one job as a parent is to protect you and to keep you safe. And that just goes hand in hand. It might look different at this stage in their life, but it's still your job to protect them, and that making that phone call, like Carrie said, might seem like the worst phone call you will ever have to make, but it is for their protection, and it's out of love that you do it.
Yep. Yeah. And so in the book, I'm just going to share her son's perspective, because obviously in that moment, if you've had to go to this length to provide safety, you're not going to be thanked in the moment. There's going to be resistance. They probably will tell you how much they hate you, don't want to see you, don't want to talk to you.
You're
But
ruining
in
their
the
life.
end, you're ruining their lives. But in the end, when they are in a much healthier space, they will most likely tell you, thank you. You saved my life, or you did what you had to do. I respect that. And so that is what Kristina's son ultimately says to her, was that's what you had to do.
Yeah. And I think that brings up another really important theme of the book, which is support. I think just showing up repeatedly for your loved one that's in distress is so important. Even if they tell you they don't want you there, which did happen to Kristina, even if they tell you get out, whatever, even if they tell you I don't want to see you, you just keep showing up. But support doesn't only mean that. Support is also for your extended family members who are also living through this. If there are other siblings, it means self-care, it means relying on your people for whatever that looks like for you. And Kristina Kuzmič, for me, shed a whole new light on support groups and the importance of them, because they lend a feeling of not being isolated, that it gives you the opportunity to be vulnerable with people who are going through the same things that you are. It gives you a moment to hear somebody else's story, and not to say, "Oh, I don't want to listen to somebody else's story if I'm living it," but this is somebody else understands me. Like, somebody else gets it. I can't believe somebody else feels that way. It's a feeling of community.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And community. If you have friends or family members that are going through this, and let's say you have no experience in this area,
So important.
how can you show up for your friend in support of them when they are going through something of this magnitude. So
I love her friend that just showed up and just said, I can't imagine what you're going through. I'm just going to sit here with you. And that's all it has to be. I'm just going to sit here with you.
Yep. Offer them a ride. Drive them to go visit their loved one wherever they are. Make a meal. Check on them. Go with them. Offer to go with them to a support group. Or offer, is there anything you need me to look into for you? Any research you need me to do? I'm really good, at diving into research. So anything that you can offer to just be there for your friend, your loved one, whoever it is that is the parent of someone, just says so much.
Yeah.
Because they feel alone. They feel overwhelmed, and they don't know what to do. They are literally living minute to minute, day to day, figuring this out as they go. So just be there.
And I'm sure as someone who's not experiencing it, you might think to yourself, I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to do. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Just showing your support, just saying, I'm here for you, just showing up is enough.
Yep, absolutely.
Whew.
We know this is a very difficult topic, but it is Suicide Prevention Month. The purpose of our podcast is to discuss difficult things, put information out there so that someone who's listening who might need some encouragement or to feel like they are not alone, we're hoping that this information gets to them. So we hope you will forward this episode to someone who might be struggling, or if you take a piece of information away from this for yourself and stack it away, should one day you might need this information. We just are so grateful that you have taken the time to listen, because this is a reality and this is people's lives right now. Someone that might be standing next to you at the grocery store checkout line, someone you know really well. It's an important topic, even though it's, I'm sure, very uncomfortable to talk about and listen to.
I think that's a great plug also for just show someone kindness, because you don't know what they're carrying around. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind people to not forget about siblings or other family members who are experiencing this as well, because if something's happening to one person in the family, it's happening to the whole family. So just remember to check in with the other family members as well. We will put all of the suggestions that Carrie had attached to our show notes. If you need further information, please feel free to reach out to us at info@parentcoachesunleashed.com. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed with Carrie and Jessica. Together, we can raise the next generation of independent, capable, and compassionate young adults.
We encourage you to send us an email with questions and feedback to info@parentcoachesunleashed.com. Please remember, you are not alone on this parenting journey.